They got so many wide open threes. They got in the paint. Hey, man, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. I'm being honest with you.
Nicole, I'm told that the Bucks are making calls around the league to see what trade upgrades they can make on this roster. They've called well over a handful of teams to start exploratory trade conversations. From everything I'm told, they are targeting guard help as well as a defensive wing on the marketplace, kind of like a peak Danny Green. But this is a team that's limited on trade flexibility and trade pieces on this roster. The big piece that they're missing is Chris Middleton. He remains sidelined, but that's the type of guy that they need right now. So likely their help will be internal.
Peak Danny Green.
Some ain't clicking though, P. It's not a laughing matter, and I'm glad we can actually make a little fun, but yeah, the panic. I ain't gonna say hit the panic button, but we right here, P. We won. We're not good enough to win multiple games in the.
Well, it's just disturbing that who you losing to, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't lose to Brooklyn and
These
Chicago.
teams are playing harder than you.
Right.
The teams are playing harder than you. Let's keep it 100. These teams are playing harder than you, and you don't want to hear that. Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. Everybody. It's on everybody. It's on Giannis. It's on Dame. It's on supporting cast. Brook Lopez.
But they need another piece.
You think so?
Without a doubt. I mean, your third best player has surgery on both his ankles.
So you need like a Tobias Harris over there or something, man.
Jeremy Grant.
That's a lot. Lord almost averaged a dub and some.
That's what they need.
A dub?
To put them in championship.
A dub?
You want to be a championship contender? That's what you need.
So you need a third piece to be like a
Jeremy Grant.
Man, that's like 22, 25.
That's what they need.
They need 25?
No, they don't need him to score, but you need athleticism on the perimeter. First of all, when you got to deal with the J&J brothers, you need somebody at least can match up, at least athletically, you know what I'm saying? And that can run with them.
And be athletic.
Yeah, be athletic.
Because on the switch.
Yeah, on the switch. That's what I'm saying. You need that, and he can spread the court, he can knock down shots, get out on the break and be athletic.
And he at the rim. He always on.
That's
he ain't never letting up.
That got to be their third piece.
Ain't letting him go, though. That's the only thing they got over there.
Portland ain't going nowhere. They not going nowhere.
They ain't letting them go.
I guess you guys go down and then to fight back, just kind of what it mean for you to kind of see the young guys do it and then try to come in and try to close that thing out?
No, I think it was just the way we did it, you know, is what we got to pay attention to. We had good ball movement. We got a lot of stops, and you know, we just played the right way, and we sustained it for longer periods of time. And I think, you know, with the team we have, no matter who we playing against, if we do the right thing on both sides of the ball, we're gonna have a chance. And I think tonight I think from the second quarter on, we pretty much had taken over the game, and we was in position, you know. Playing against a good team, make a few mistakes. You know, I didn't even see the play yet, but I guess I stepped on a half-court line when they trapped that half-court. They make a shot, we miss a shot, you know, and you know, it swings the other way. But you know, when we did the right things, we put ourselves in position to win another game.
So for Perk Down, give me a team that's been a disappointment so far.
Oh man, it's a lot of teams, but I gotta go to the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, what is going on with the Milwaukee Bucks? Does Doc Rivers have the ears to that locker room? It don't seem like it. And look, we know that Giannis is averaging 30 right now. Damian Lillard, he's been playing pretty good offensively, but it's the lack of effort for me. If you watched that game last night, it just wasn't there. The synergy is not there. They don't have a leader. And when you think about a Giannis-led team, every single time he comes and approaches the season, they should be considered legit title contenders. Right now, they're looking like pretenders. They're looking fake and they're looking funny in the light.
Going like this, yeah, but like you gonna have so much pressure taken off Shea with Giannis, because he can carry the offensive load. Like he could get you 30 or 40.
I like that. I don't know if I like that. I hear you, GMP. I don't know if I like that.
I'm doing that. If you saying Chet and some draft picks for Giannis, I gotta really sit down.
No, man, Chet about to be one of them ones.
Yeah, Chet definitely gonna be, but Giannis already one of them ones, so to get one of them ones, you gotta give up one of them ones.
Fit though, bro.
Come on, dog, you know that.
I got that, but
you
that
know
ain't
that.
fit. That ain't fit.
What about the mindset of don't fix it if it's not broke?
That's what I'm trying to tell P, bro. OKC eating right
what
now,
you
bro.
Mean they didn't win it all.
No, they didn't. But they set up. They are set
They
up.
was the number one seed. They lost.
Yeah.
But we're talking about this year. Look
All right,
where
let's
they're
get.
at right now.
Listen, bro. that's all the regular season. You built for the regular season. Like, I'm just trying to see, like, I don't know if OKC in the 7-game series today, as good as they look, I don't know if OKC can still beat Dallas. And I don't know if OKC can beat Denver when you got to put Chet on that monster down low for 7 games.
I just watched Chet against the monster. He looked decent.
It's a regular season.
Oh, here we go. I got that, but you told me to go off something and I see it.
But I'm saying,
so you're not giving the boy credit to growth. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it.
He's going to grow, bro.
I get it. But, like, that monster in the playoffs, like, he a different animal.
He is.
I think we can put away the fictional Giannis trade proposals for right now. There's no concern from that front.
Done. Okay, so the trade proposals we are putting on the shelf and away, but it doesn't seem like there's an easy fix here, Bobby. Where would you start as someone who worked in front offices for decades to try to turn this team around?
No, you're right. There is no easy fix, especially for a Milwaukee team that's in the second apron. They can only trade a 2031 first-round pick. It's going to have to be internal, Malika, here. I think the blueprint starts with what we saw Monday night in Cleveland in that second half, where they limited Cleveland to 43 points. The A's, I'm calling them, Andre Jackson Jr. and A.J. Green, 2 young players that saw extended run in place of Gary Trent and Taurean Prince. Look for those 2 players to see extended minutes when they play Utah on Thursday night. But here's the thing with Milwaukee. The next 10 games are going to tell a lot about this team. 8 of those games are at home. So if you're looking at a do or die scenario here, it's going to be over the next 2 weeks.
Thank you so much there, Bobby. I'm going to turn to you, Brian. If Bobby is talking about the A's, then I'm going to turn to our B's, Bobby and Brian. How would you fix this?
They need to get more out of Gary Trent. I know that Bobby's talking there that they may go with some of the younger players ahead of him. They certainly did down the stretch in Cleveland on Monday where A.J. Green finished. That was a great performance. A.J. Green went 7 of 9 on threes. I don't know how often you're going to see him do that. Gary Trent is a guy, I know they signed him on a minimum, but it was regarded as one of the best value signings in the entire summer. He's only shooting 23% on three-pointers to this point, 29% overall. The Bucks need more from that 3 and D spot. They're not getting it defensively. Their whole defense is struggling on the perimeter. They need to get something out of those role players because Chris Middleton has no timetable. They haven't announced a setback, but it's very clear he's not progressing towards playing right now.
Okay, so and that's a bit concerning. We've said this is early, right? This is early for Milwaukee, but I have a stat for you guys.
Okay, hit us. I love stats.
Over the last 25 seasons, do you know how many teams have gone 1-6 or 0-7 or worse and made the playoffs?
2.
3. At all.
Close.
Yeah, you were close.
That was close.
So while it's not time to panic yet, that's pretty concerning.
It's very concerning. And look, we keep talking about the offense, and when I'm with you, like Gary Trent Jr., he should up his game for his 3-point shooting. But I would think that Milwaukee, with a healthy Giannis, still could be better defensively, right? Especially when you think about what him and Brook Lopez could bring together. And I know Brook Lopez is getting a bit up in age, but he's still 7'1". He still got the capability of anchoring the defense and blocking shots. Like, it's something going on. That leadership role, that voice in the locker room is not there. And again, just because you're the franchise player, just because you're the All-NBA MVP doesn't make you a leader, right? A voice in that locker room, somebody has to bring that group together outside of Doc Rivers.
The issue isn't necessarily the paint, it's definitely the perimeter. And I agree, it's still very mind-boggling to me that you can have Giannis, who averaged 30 and 12 on 60% shooting last year, Dame Lillard, one of the most clutch performers. So if more games are close this year, you would think that he'd be a separator, and they are on the struggle bus. What I look at this and see is that in the NBA, duos are not enough. The separating factor is your bench. It's your supporting cast. I think about LeBron and AD, Giannis and Dame, Jimmy and Bam. Oftentimes you think those two can just simply win you games. No, if you look at the best teams in the NBA, OKC, their supporting cast. Boston, their supporting cast. Golden State, even right now, their supporting cast. The holes on the perimeter, the holes outside of their stars is the reason why they're struggling. This NBA, where like you could have 1 leader, 2 leaders, 2 scorers that give you 60, that's not going to guarantee you wins. It's the rest that actually does it.
Bobby has more on this.
Yeah, I just think we need to condition our minds to think that just because a Chris Middleton return is going to fix everything. We don't know when the timeline of when Middleton gets back to this roster. And as we said before, how this roster gets better and how it improves over the next 3 weeks is going to be within. And if it isn't within, they're going to find themselves fighting just to get into that back end of certainly the playoff race here. The good thing is this Eastern Conference is not the West. When you look at the Eastern Conference right now, Brooklyn is in the 3 seed right now. So it does allow you to kind of figure out where your roster is.
Yeah, and I would say they lost these last 2 games by 1 possession. Okay, and Giannis didn't even play Monday in Cleveland. And had they won those 2 games, they would be like in 5th place right now. But I would also say the standard for this team with Dame and Giannis compete with Boston. And if you watch them play and you watch Boston play, they're not in the same league. So that's a problem.
Thankfully, there's a long season. Bobby, thank you for stopping by and clearing all of that up for us.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. About that time, let's get right into it. The Bucks are in trouble. Now, the Bucks are in trouble because of the fact that they are 2-7, and their next 8 games, I believe, are at home. So they got to figure this out. They have to figure this out. Quite frankly, do they fire their coach, Doc Rivers? I highly doubt it, because of the fact that Doc Rivers has the ear of the Bucks ownership. Do they trade Giannis, who was pretty much saying that if you guys would trade me, my preferred destination would be Miami Heat or the Brooklyn Nets? But they can't do that. I'll get to that in a minute. Would they trade Damian Lillard, who they just got from Portland? Can't do that. Or can you? Right? There's a lot of stuff in play, but apparently they are restricted in their trades because of the fact that, hey, they are, I think it was like $75 million into luxury tax. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. And they trade away all their assets. 4 or 5 draft picks, 2nd rounders for Jay Crowder, who is not even in the league anymore. And, you basically depleted the roster from the draft picks. You don't have a draft pick until 2031. So now all you have is Damian Lillard, Giannis, and an injured Chris Middleton, who is coming off of double ankle surgery, and we don't even know when that's going to be. So the Bucks are looking bad. Now, they have identified some targets that they should trade because they did play their young players, and the young players did do fairly well against the leading Cleveland Cavaliers, who are like 10-0, right? So they did do well against those guys. So you can guarantee you that the young guys are going to get more time. They're going to get more time. You would have thought Gary Trent Jr. would have paid off, but he's shooting like 20% from the 3-point line. No good, right? So what you got to think here is you have to trade 3 guys. As you just saw, Brook Lopez or Bobby Portis or Connaughton. One of those 3, if not all 3 in a package deal. I don't know what's going to happen here, but they're limited in their trade assets. And you could tell the frustration is climbing because of what Giannis was saying, something about if you don't want to be here, you can leave. I don't know who he was saying that to. I doubt that, that's going to come out in the media, even if it was a young guy or something, I don't know. But regardless, the Bucks are looking in trouble. Now, other teams out there, as Shams pretty much insinuated, and Wendy, they have called around to every single team to see what's on the market. Paul Pierce is saying they get Jeremy Grant from Portland. That could solve the problem a little bit. But then again, I think Grant makes like $25 million a year. So you have to ship a lot of players because, again, that restriction for the trades for the Bucks. So it's pretty crazy what's happening with the Bucks right now. They continue to climb down, and I know Windy, I know Shams, I know Bobby Marks is saying, hey, they're not looking to trade Giannis. And that's cool that they're saying that. That's cool that they're saying that. But you have to admit, if this continues downhill, which it might possibly do, the Bucks sooner or later will have to entertain some offers that are coming in for Giannis. You know, Paul Pierce is saying give up Chet Holmgren and a lot of picks, which everybody and their dog knows OKC's got them, right, for Giannis. Is that the case? We heard something about Miami. Miami is looking at players like, you know, De'Aaron Fox. Could get him, I don't know, right? Anthony Edwards, which seems like a long shot, but that's another play with that whole Minnesota ownership situation going on. We don't know what's going to happen there. And of course, Giannis. Now, the thing with Giannis is if they continue downhill, which they could, this could end up being a big blockbuster deal, right? We don't know because it's just something's got to happen. But a team like Milwaukee, you kind of want to see them pull off some sort of trade to get better. And I don't know if that's going to be Giannis. I don't know if that's going to be Dame. The likely scenario is they need a wing. And the likely scenario is one of those three guys that I just mentioned and a 2030 first round pick has to be included in the deal. So again, there's Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis Jr., and Pat Connaughton. Who knows, right? We still don't know the whole deal of what's going to happen, but the Bucks are in damn trouble. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about this trade. What the hell needs to be done? Because the Bucks, who just won a championship a couple years ago, are spiraling downhill, and there's no sign of them slowing down. Leave a comment in the comment section. As always, Jag from Jaggy Sports.